Hello, good evening, young man. How's it
Yes,
hanging in the hood?
it's deep in the hood, mate. It's crazy out here.
Good, good.
Samoa
It's
Joe just got
raw.
fired. There's a
I
riot.
know.
It's going mad. It's going off in the
I'm
streets.
hope people are going to roll their eyes at this, but I'm hoping he's AEW bound. Anyway, we should introduce ourselves. My name's
Let's
Sam
go.
Wakefield. I'm from the Monday Night Chores podcast. You can find us on Twitter at Monday Night Chores, or it's probably not that actually. And you can find us on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, anywhere, any kind of fucking media. Yeah, I'm a poor man's Russell Brand, as you can see there. And joining me tonight is my boy Gigi. Gigi, tell us what you're all about. And what...
I just cut you off. My apologies there, Sam. At GG on Wrestling on Twitter. You can find me wherever you get your podcast from. There's something about wrestling. Series 2 coming soon. Find me on the YouTube channel. Loads of content coming soon. And make sure you hit up figtees.co.uk. Use code GGPod to save yourself 15%. Get some lovely custom figure shirts for your lovely little dollies. Yeah, so
Actually, I hope that heading's true.
what heading?
That you found a human shit in the smoking area today. It was yours, wasn't it?
It's the second one, mate. It's the second one.
Mate. Someone's got beef.
Size,
That's the only
size of
reason
it,
someone
mate.
does that. What was it?
Fucking size of it.
A foot long. Maybe it's a Sasquatch roaming around your area. I mean, those things do exist, you know.
I honestly thought we had bears at one point. I was thinking there was nothing else that could do that.
Big old grizzly bear roaming around. I'm going with Bigfoot. I mean, I don't think you're going to find bears in your neck of the woods.
Well, I'm still on the hunt.
Right. So, young man, we made it our mission statement in episode 1 that we're going to keep this to 45 minutes. We're no longer calling it a review. We've decided we're calling it a roundup, which will then excuse us just basically rushing through it and then going, right, we're off. Fucking see you later. That's how it's going to be. Yeah. So we took a week off for Dynamite, for previous Dynamite. We were going to cover it, but we decided let bygones be bygones. So we're going to cover last night's Dynamite, 14th of April, 2021.
Yeah, I mean, WrestleMania week is a holiday for fans, isn't it? So, you know.
It is, yeah. It's a bank holiday. Yeah, absolutely.
So what did you think of the show overall? Good show, wasn't it? Brilliant show.
Yeah, I liked it. It's annoying, really. The nature of how we do this show is we have to just get it watched and out for today. You know, it's a roundup. So yeah, first impressions, very good. I will probably in a couple of days take me a bottle of wine up to bed when Emily Wakefield falls asleep, and I'll watch it as a fan, not a note scribbling fool who's just trying to block everyone out and pick out any relevant things. We started strong though, didn't we? We had I want to go. Oh, there we go, the Bucks. I wasn't even referring to that, but I love heel Bucks. I've decided.
So
what did you think?
These bloody hats. That's Shawn Michaels, isn't it?
Peaky Blinders.
I don't know, the way Matt was wearing it later in the show as well, like a proper backwards flat cap in here, like that is.
Yeah, that's no, I'd say that's Triple H circa like 2001.
Oh yeah,
when he pulls up in the little BMW and fucking idiot. But it got worse for headwear, didn't it? When they had their match, they had like those 1940s cabaret singer things on.
Did they both have them? Because I know Matt definitely did, but I don't know if Nick's jewels fell away or what happened. But
Matt had them, and I think Nick knew straight away he's too ugly for shit like that, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? Like, hang on, no, who's the pretty one? Matt's the pretty one, isn't he?
No, Nick's. Well,
Nick's the who's the one who's going bald? Matt, I'm doing a fucking AW show. I don't know the difference. Yeah, Nick's the good-looking tanned one who's got all his hair.
Nick is lefty.
Oh, okay. So Matt's the good-looking one. Jeez, for like 10
Oh, we
years I've been
both.
calling by the wrong man.
This is awkward. Like we both got one we prefer each. This is getting weird.
So you fancy Matt and I like Nick.
You can
Well,
have Matt, and I'll have Nick.
that'll be fine if we go on a double date then, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Dibsy
we're
Nick.
sorted.
But anyway, I digress. I just want to quickly say before we head into the Bucks versus Phoenix and Pac, the Tyson MJF segment.
Yeah, what did
Brilliant.
you think?
I loved it. My daddy said you were a big deal. So like it's I don't have a fucking clue who you are. And then looking back, I don't want you to have any regrets because looking at your face, you definitely
Yeah,
already have one. And I was just like, go, do it. It was brilliant. It was brilliant.
I was impressed with Tyson as well. I think he's got a bit more comfortable there because sometimes when he's on the mic and these things, he's a bit shaky and
Yeah.
can't make it sound authentic. It sounds a bit put on,
No.
but he seems he really improved. I don't know if that's a testament to working alongside MJF or what, but he seemed to really good in this one.
Tyson is amateur dramatic level at best, isn't he? He was for the build up for WrestleMania through Shawn and Austin.
Yeah.
He has been almost every wrestling appearance. I think yes, give him an MJF, and all he's got to do is react to MJF's dastardly arsehole ways, hasn't he? And yeah, we definitely saw that. So
yeah, because I think it was last. I think it was last week when they were all. Was it last week they was all posing off the inner circle, and like Tyson just looked a bit lost, like because they were stood there for a while, and obviously they know what to do, just stare at the hard cam and pose, I guess. But Tyson didn't know what to do.
I guess Tyson makes you realise it ain't as easy as they make it look.
Yeah.
We all think if you stick us in a wrestling ring, we'd be able to just go, and look like maybe we'd all look like fidgeting morons as well. Well, we probably most definitely would.
Not me, but
anyway,
maybe.
Let's get the fucking wheels a turning. The Young Bucks versus Ray Phoenix. Oh, sorry, Ray Phoenix and the Bastard. Pac.
What
Come
a
on.
Match. So I want to. Well, all right. Well, I am interested to hear what you think because I know how you are with kind of big spotty matches. But yeah, I loved it. It was so good. My one, I just loved this moment. Nick just hamming it up to the camera. Did you see that when he spiked him with the kind of slingshot X Factor or whatever it's called?
Yeah,
and he's just so good at like playing up to the camera, and it was nice to see him just doing that. I personally, I wanted to see a bit more stomping and Hill really like giving him the boots, and I didn't see a lot of that. But Pac's brilliant, Phoenix is brilliant. Like I literally said, "Oh my god!" out loud about 4 times.
Oh my god!
Literally, like Pac selling. I think
look at that. Brilliant. Look at that ass. Yeah,
his selling was brilliant. Like, and I love. I especially like the dynamic between Nick and Ray Phoenix, where they're so good with each other, but they seem to be learning every time, and they're like, countering more and more moves and more
they're
moves,
evolving.
So brilliant. So
so
tell me your take. I'm interested.
You're absolutely right, Nick and Phoenix. It's like I can't really put it into words, but you've kind of like sort of summed it up. It's like that game of I went to the shops and you keep adding a bit on. Do you know the game I'm talking about?
Oh, I know it's Lunchbox. In my Lunchbox I have, and then you keep remembering.
So the more they clash together, like, or maybe like branches on a tree, they get a bit more, and then it could get a bit much. But I think that's gonna, that's only gonna get better and better the more experience they get. So, there were some lovely exchanges, but I've literally got that written down. Lovely exchanges between Ray Phoenix and Nick. These two guys have just got chemistry that I think you just got with some people. I definitely prefer the Young Bucks as heels for 2 reasons. One, I don't like the Young Bucks anyway, so fine, your heels. I don't like you. Now I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing as a wrestling fan, and they definitely number 2. It's less flippy. I mean, don't get me wrong. There was still too many flippy high spots for me. My cup overrunneth,
with
God,
flips.
we're live, and I just said that. Oh, I really wish I could take that back. um, but yes, they've definitely got like a more grounded style, and I want to see that. Like, deny the people what they want to see from the Young Bucks. You know, hold back on the super kicks. Um, I like, yeah, I'd still the same thing. You know, they could have done 60% less, and I would have been 100% satisfied.
You know,
But it was better. It's an improvement, 100% for me.
well, I'm glad you had a better time than usual with that.
I
I,
did, yeah.
for me, two ways to fucking give me heat, or to get heat with me, is removing tassels, because that is one
Mm,
thing near and dear to me in wrestling. You've got to have
you
some
love a tassel.
tassels, and they cut them off,
Yes.
and that was real heat with me. And the so, do you know about the Jordan trainers they was wearing, the Dior's?
I've heard something about this. Yeah, go on. Please
So
enlighten me.
I'll enlighten you right now.
Oh,
20 grand.
fuck off. 21 grand fucking
And they're
trainers.
wrestling in them. That's a hill move.
That's
Now
probably
that
not
is
the
a
only
hill
pair they've
move.
got, is it? Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
you're
know.
right.
They're very sought after, and I do know from watching BT they are quite like they're
Right.
trainer heads, and
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
kind of really after these particular trainers, and then they're just wearing them, and even the crowd was going, uh, they're fake or something. They're all fake, or they're so
Right.
fake, or
Yeah,
something,
yeah, yeah. That's
which
fucking
was
cool.
so. Yeah, I
What
was I was mad.
What did you think about Don on commentary? Because I think he always adds something. It's close to a Jericho for me. He's just so. If you ever hear me talk about Lex Luger on Monday Night Chores, that's just how he is. He's just
Every
so
episode.
blind and stubborn. And thank you. And it's just, yeah, I like him. I like Don on commentary. And the tandem offense. Don't get me wrong, was just. It was very good. There was so much stuff I didn't know the name of.
In
And
terms of
I mean,
moves.
I've been, yeah, I've been watching wrestling since 1990, I would say. Um, so, 1990, I would have been six. So, I would say you can seriously start watching something at six. But, oh, yeah, I, I mean, if we're going to do it out of 10, I'm going to give it like, this is going to really disappoint you. I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10.
What, just this match? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah,
I
I
mean, I know
really
we don't
enjoyed it.
generally rate matches. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really up there for me. I think it was great. Like you said, seeing them as hills was brilliant. I liked
Yeah.
the pack comparison to that's what was good. Don Callis was like, who does Pac remind you of? And set JR off on a tangent, say comparing him to
Yeah.
Dynamite Kid. And then
100%.
I don't know if it was a shoot, but he was saying Tom Billington was short and he was a very nasty, nasty, nasty man. I don't know if that was a shoot.
Yeah, yeah, no, he was. I mean, he definitely was short, and I've read a lot about the Dynamite Kid. He done some hot. He, I saw an interview with him, like where he was in his flat in Leeds and wheelchair bound, all malnourished. And someone asked him a question that they'd heard a story that when his career had just, like literally, when he'd just had to stop wrestling, there was probably get sued for this. There was a couple who had their daughter in hospital in Canada. She'd just been in a car crash and they'd just found out they weren't going to get a payout for the insurance. He asked him, was it true that they paid you to go into hospital and break both of her legs to get the insurance payout? And he said yes. He claims while
Allegedly.
allegedly, this is what the man himself said. He could have, and he described that he put his forearm just above her kneecap, grabbed her ankle, and to both legs while she was asleep. And I think he got about 5 grand for that. So, I mean, if you want to call someone nasty, if he did do that, then that's pretty fucking nasty, man.
Well, JR nailed it, didn't he? So
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
move on to, because
Move on.
I did just want to touch on this quickly because I thought it was brilliant.
Amazing, yeah.
Hangman just not, he doesn't even want to talk about it. Don't ask me, Alex. You know what I mean? I just want to have a
Yeah,
drink. We're getting some food in. I don't, it's too sensitive. Brilliant. Such a
yeah,
brilliant
yeah.
segment. So
And
good.
then he hit Johnny on the shoulder, and he went, "Ah!" And he went, "It's the other shoulder," and he went, "Well, that one hurts now." I just,
And
that
then
just made me
get it
laugh
up,
so much.
get it up,
Yeah,
get it up.
yeah.
So
Oh,
good.
rehab. Yeah, absolute super. Um, I don't know. I like the Inner Circle promo. Jericho, he's a master, isn't he? Like, well, how come your friends? Like, we knew every smart ass fan was going, well, Mike Tyson's knocked you out a few weeks ago, and he just said, plain and simple, we've had a change of heart. I've been thinking about people that I've wronged. Mike Tyson was the first guy on my list. Amazing.
I actually wanted to ask you, like, what did you think of him just being honest about it? And you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just there was no kind of
flawless.
big moment. It was like, well, look, we've been dickheads basically, and now we want to just
Yeah.
be cool with everyone. And
I loved it. So often this sort of stuff just goes unexplained. And you're like, well, hang on, it was not that long ago. Like, even watching the previous week's Dynamite, where you've got the Bucks teaming with Moxley and then ultimately screw Moxley over. No, watching this, knowing what they're going to do, I'm thinking, so let's just imagine this is the real world. The people you're eventually going to team with, you're doing neck breakers, you're super kicking them, and it's like, then it works okay if you're not knowing that, and then you just go, oh, that happened. But for me, knowing that they screwed him over, I'm like, so it'd be like you and I
yeah,
going, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to trick this person, we're going to get them outside the pub, and then we're going to, but you're not really going to start punching the shit out of each other, are you? Because it defeat. So this to me,
mm,
he just explained it. He just went, do you know what? Yeah, we've changed our ways. And I was going to bring this up later, but I'll bring it up now. Jericho's the absolute master of making. Have you noticed Jericho don't look like Jericho looked 3 weeks ago?
yeah,
He's got a bit of beard. His face looks different. His attire looks. He's a bit. Yeah, he looks more handsome all of a sudden. Do you know what I mean? He just looks like a more likable Jericho, and he's done the slightest thing. And on the Steve Austin thing on WrestleMania weekend, he said that he was like, "I'll always make sure that I put on a bit of weight, or grow a beard, or do my hair different, or fucking hell." Yeah, he's a totally different Jericho. The
yeah.
man's a genius.
So good, man. So bloody
Yeah.
good.
Mm, mm.
So
Where
a
next,
good,
young man?
a
Oh,
solid Britt Baker statement, promo. Sorry, just putting over the ranking system and
yeah.
herself, which was solid.
Mm. How
Do you
much
want
do you love Rebel's laugh?
to 10 out of 10? That
Talk
much.
about a hot chick with a bad laugh. I mean, if that was a first date and she cracked that laugh out, would you continue the date?
It's
Silly
endearing, but
question, really, isn't it?
it's endearing, but
Oh,
it
oh,
probably
oh. Yeah.
it probably wouldn't be after a while, would it?
I'm thinking, if that's your laugh, though, what's your sex noises?
Oh.
I'll wear these. It's all right. No, I'm listening. Yeah. No, I love it. She's just got it, that girl. Both of them have. Like, she don't take herself seriously, but that laugh is going to get her over in the way that excuse me got
Yeah, you're
Vicky
right.
Guerrero over.
Mm,
Like, everyone is trying to wear tiny little pants and show how perky their ass is. Everyone's trying to do fancy cartwheels and wear lovely makeup and have hair extensions. That sticks out. She's got a
yeah,
stupid laugh. She hasn't even wrestled yet, and I'm interested in that girl. So yeah, a
definitely, man.
Go-Go,
Go,
amazing,
go, go,
amazing
go,
debut.
go.
I love this dude. I loved hearing him talk the other week.
He's been good on commentary on Dark. He does doc commentary on
Amazing.
Dark, and he's pretty good at that sometimes. So,
Total
what did you think of the debut? What did you think of as a debut to this man? What do you reckon?
perfect, because David's going to criticize me later. Oh, you can't just do a show and say you loved everything, because the reason is I want to see more, and it left me wanting more. And at first I was disappointed and I was a bit angry at AEW for booking it like this. That's fucking what you do, isn't it? Look back at the 80s when Earthquake debuted. His first 10 matches probably didn't go above 40 seconds. You know,
Mm,
the guy would come at him, he'd block, scoop slam, give it the old Earthquake pin. And like, for so Yeah, it's strong. What did he do? He countered a move, gave him a banging body shot, and the guy just crumpled, didn't he? Just like, oh, my kidneys,
Mm.
pinned him. So yeah,
I worry, are they going to be able to keep getting this body shot over?
I mean, they've Jericho. We're talking like, you know, we're talking play school and A levels here between a Gogo and Jericho, but Jericho got a spinning back elbow over, and everyone uses that. A Gogo is an Olympic boxer, so with for
Yeah,
help and support, he can get this body shot over. It's always going to raise a question like, well, why don't you just do it straight away? That's down to his opponents and the people who make the matches to make sure we explain what he maybe he's trying it and they go, whoa, fucking.
yeah, that's what I
Maybe
worry
that's
about. I don't know how easy it's
yeah.
going to be to work matches around that. But I mean,
No.
I trust that they can do it. But I'm just personally, I just worry that I'm not sure how you're going to be able to keep consistently getting over something that everyone
Mm.
kind of will do straight away. Or I don't
Also,
know.
who says that's his finisher? That's how he put away that guy.
True.
Maybe next week he's just gonna fucking give someone a Death Valley driver or a T-bone suplex we don't know. But for that guy, he hit him with a body shot and he fell like a fucking sack of shit and it was good. I like it. I've been waiting for a Go-Go to come along a while now, and I'm happy that he has because I like him on Dark. Good straight commentary guy. Not really. I wouldn't really call him babyface or heel. Would you?
No, no.
He can
Well,
ham it up a
he is
bit
a
with
heel now,
Taz.
but
Now he's a heel. Yeah, and that promo he did last week was great. Yeah, very good. Where are we going now, Mister?
I just wanted to
Oh,
say danglies because that did pop me. The
dangly
dang
danglies.
You ain't got danglies. That's why you ain't got danglies to the cameraman. I just was so stupid. I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. And then Chris
Oh, look at this
Statlander.
babe. She's come back 100% better.
Yeah,
Like looks,
she was a
everything.
good worker before, but she looks leaner.
Mm.
She looked sick. She
Sh-
looked so good.
She's got that single contact lens in. She
I
looks
didn't notice
hotter
that actually.
as
I didn't
well.
notice that.
Is that just absence? Yeah, no, she's got on the
Oh,
green painted side. I think she's got just a red contact, red
oh.
with a black dot, maybe something like that. But if you're gonna do that alien gimmick, yeah, like do it, man.
Boop.
Undertaker got away for 30 years being a old school Western Undertaker who's a zombie, basically, I would say was his gimmick. And people now go, oh, she's an alien. Doesn't matter. If you make it work, you make it work, don't you?
Do you know what I worry as well? He was a
Hmm.
blacksmith pretty much for a while. And what happened? He done a
Yeah.
WrestleMania, fucked off. What, handed his notice? What happened there? Is he
It's hard to say, isn't it?
so
I
many
mean,
questions
he-
unanswered?
yeah, I mean, he was definitely a handyman when he built his own coffins, done his own embalming. He didn't just like he didn't just sit in their office. He done it. He measured them up. That's what I'd like to have seen, actually. Someone got a Stone Cold Stunner and Undertaker runs out with his old tape measure and goes, yep, I'll have it ready by noon. And just runs away. And then you just hear dun 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 as he runs out.
Nice.
Christian, are we going to talk about this little peep? I like this. I just like everything tonight. Oh, look at he's thinking about giving the old what is it? Old gawk slap slap.
That's one way to put it, I guess.
Yeah, he weren't. I liked it. I liked that Taz came out. Like Taz reminds me of some people, and that I'm not going to go into because it's too vague as to another podcast I do. But it's like it's been a week. You never got back to me, but get the fucking message, dude. He weren't. You're asking all these people to join. Who like you've got Ricky Starks, amazing. Cage, it sort of like remains to be seen at the moment, doesn't it? And
Mm.
a guy from Dark who looks like a monster but really isn't a name. you kind of need to aim a bit lower of the guys you're trying to recruit. And Christian was just like, no, oh, you idiot. Of course not.
Mm.
And then Taz said something, and then Christian just came out with, I didn't come here to help you with your problems. Like, and it just summed it up to me. Like, do you think I'm going to come all this way to help you in your little fucking shitty stable? And
Yeah,
then he got the shit kicked out of him.
it kind of did discredit it a little bit, doesn't it? And the more you keep getting kind of turned down, no, we're not joining you lot. Do you know what I mean? Like, it kind of
Yes, you're
discredits the
absolutely
group.
right. How does this build a stable? If DX went round all the time, going to like Al Snow, do you want to be in DX? Come fuck it. And he was just like, oh no. And then go to Steve Blackman or like, well, no, it wouldn't even be that, would it? Because DX were good. So
Yeah,
it's
no,
like the
but
reverse, isn't it? They're going for like tip top guys, whereas really maybe they should be trying to recruit like someone off of Dark Elevation or Kip Sabian or whoever. But
yeah, it should be
not
like, oh, I
Christian.
want to join you guys, rather than just keep getting turned down. And
Yeah.
I think the Christian Cage Al Snow comparison was spot on, by the way.
It's
But I think
levels. It's all about levels.
what did you think of Will Hobbs? I thought he looked really good in this little beatdown.
Yeah. Hopefully, we're going to put Hobbs into. I'm not expecting it to be a program with Christian, but like, yeah, maybe I'd love to see like a 15 to 20-minute match, Christian and Hobbs, because Christian would be able to do so much with a guy like Hobbs.
Yeah.
As I said 2 weeks ago, and he will leave Hobbs with things that he'll carry for the rest of his career. Like if you sit down with someone who's in the same profession as you, and if they tell you 20 things and you just remember 2 of them things, then you're going to be so much better at your job. And I think that's the same. I think Christian will be able to help Hobbs, and they'll have a great match. Christian will be like the orchestra, and he'll just be telling Hobbs all through the match
No,
what
no,
to do.
this way, no, this
Yeah,
way.
yeah. Now this way. Now bring it up. Shine me up. Shine me up. Beat like amazing. So yeah,
Do you think
I
that's
loved it.
partly why? I know, like we said, it kind of almost does discredit him, but then there is this whole element of Christian Cage working with your Ricky Starks, who's still quite not green, but
Yeah,
inexperienced in
not a
terms of
name as
just
such. Yeah,
and your Will Hobbs and your Hook even, so they
yeah,
may
yeah,
benefit from that. And do you
yeah.
think this is now going to lead to Team Taz versus Team Cage?
I hope not. I hope it's just a match next week on Dynamite with Christian and Hobbs, because I want to see Christian bounce around for a bit.
Mm.
Maybe the week after he'll have a match with Janela, and then maybe after that it will be someone else, and then stick him in something. My only criticism of this was, and Christian has no friends backstage, so he's the most lauded, respected guy, and Kazarian, no, like no one came out to try and help him.
Do you know the only thing that does kind of save them from that? They do always emphasize the point that the locker rooms are quite far away, which
Do
kind of
they?
well,
Right.
they don't kind of. I mean, they've mentioned it a few times, so they
Right.
kind of have a little bit of a pass with things like that sometimes. Which
Okay. I'll take that. I mean, to be fair, that isn't a problem which is an isolated problem to AEW. That's in all wrestling, isn't it? Sometimes a guy can be standing there holding a tag rope while everyone's
yeah,
beating his mate up, and it's that particular spot. It's not his time for the hot tag, so he just stands there going, "No, no. Well, why don't you just do what the other guys are doing and just fucking?" But that's just wrestling is gonna have these little plot holes, isn't it? Being as it is a theatrical version of a fight, I suppose.
and then we're getting this lovely match next week.
Yeah, I love Starks. I genuinely do.
That is going to be brilliant. I look forward
Yeah,
to that.
and obviously I love Paige.
Before we get into the main event, Red Velvet and Jade Cargill was good as well. That was a very good
Yeah.
match.
Please tell me you got a screenshot of one of their asses. Oh, you're so loyal.
I got
Good man.
Hey.
Yeah, true. That'll be a tricky wank though, wouldn't it?
tricky, you know. Like you got to do it through, like, find yourself or something.
I'll
Like,
see it through. Yeah.
something you're gonna be trying to hula hoop and juggle a ball at the same time. It's tricky, man.
It will be tricky. Yeah, sorry. Let me have a look. I was going to say to you, Cargill, Velvet, Travelodge. Who you picking?
Jade scares me.
That can be good sometimes.
I don't want to be scared. I want to be
Okay.
the. I want to be the. I want to
You
be
want to
the
be in
person that
charge?
comfort. Yeah, I want to comfort her, not the other way around.
I mean,
But
I'm not
yeah.
going to say it for you. I need an answer.
Jade, man, it's got to be Jade still. I don't know.
Despite your fears.
Red Velvet is good
Velvet
too,
just keep doing this, wouldn't she? And you'd be like, yes, we get it, darling. That's your thing. Oh, look, I'll do this at the window. I don't know. Probably don't.
Yeah, Jade
Okay, that's all
Cargill's
I needed
gonna
to know.
kick the door down and go, "Oi,
Lay
you
down now. Take your pants down. Okay, good.
Why? Are you not answering the same question or?
Oh no, I'm married, mate. I choose my wife every time, 100%. Yeah.
Prick. What a prick.
Hope your missus watches this.
You little twat.
I'll text you my answer later.
Yeah, that was a good match.
Someone just said something from the lounge. Send help. Yeah, love that. I'm really mixed up with some pages here. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4 should be how it goes. Cargill, Red Velvet. Moving on. So, are we going Hardy Allen now? Hardy Darby Allen.
Sorry, Jericho and
Of
Cash.
course.
What did you think? I wasn't overly keen on the match itself, to be honest with you. What did you think?
Yeah, it was not an AEW style match, was it?
No.
You got 2 WWE guys. One basically split out of a test tube in NXT. So we know what he is. Jericho, you know, he's done everything. But I liked it, and I think we could do with more non AEW style matches. I loved the Kazarian Christian match. I've heard a lot of people slagging it off, but I just thought, do you know what? It had story, tempo, everything. My favourite bit of it was bloody Mike Tyson knocking Cash stiff, and I put that back a few times, and I couldn't tell if he actually knocked him out because I heard a slap, but I didn't see anyone slap their chest or leg. Maybe Cash did. It's a chance as Tyson's thrown it, Cash has slapped his own chest. I know that can be done.
Well, Tyson, because he really got his shoulder in, I don't know. On the second watch, I was like you, I couldn't really tell, but
but literally, Cash went down like that. And I mean, I've watched UFC since 1993. I think I got the VHS in my garage of UFC 1 when it was just a yearly tournament, and boxing fan all my life. What I'm saying is I know what it looks like when someone gets knocked out and they go stiff, and he just went, and that was either genius fucking selling, or he just got knocked out by Mike Tyson, which I'm sure we'll hear about.
But these boys are probably in the back going, "Oh, go on, give us one, Mike. Give us a little knock on the chin."
If he's I mean, this Cash will give a punch. Did you see him fucking clock the guy who ran Bret Hart over?
Yeah, man.
Do you remember as he's walking him away? How he never got brought up on charges on that? How the guy never? Because if that guy just went for the old Biddle, I'm sure, despite what he done was illegal. I don't know. I think this is a good sell. You know, like if a ref has to take a bump, he shouldn't bump like a wrestler. Have you heard that whole saying? So fall over awkwardly and make it look messy and ugly because you're not a wrestler. And if you just take a lovely fat back bump, then the crowd goes, oh. I'm just wondering if he done the same sort of thing. You know, if a wrestler punches you, you do your but it isn't a wrestler punching you. It's like Tyson, so he's just gone Same sort of thing Michael did, didn't it? Michaels did at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
He didn't do it as well as this, but he got, because Tyson didn't throw the punch as well. He didn't telegraph it, did he? For Michaels, he just went what, and Michaels had to go, oh shit.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're talking about the punch more than the match, which tells you
Yeah,
everything you need to know.
to me, I don't know. It just lacked something. I wasn't expecting a lot, but they're both good workers, and I thought maybe something good could just maybe there might be some magic here. But yeah, it was. I wasn't really interested in the match itself at all. The only part I liked was just getting the blood and guts match over just by the chaos at the end. You know, we've got to contain these motherfuckers and let them have it out.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got the Omega Elite promo. We done that, didn't we? Have I wrote stuff in the wrong order?
Oh, because I went back, didn't I?
Oh, okay. So they're doing a spotlight on Thunder Rosa. Have you heard of this drama about Thunder Rosa and Ivelisse?
I see. Obviously, what's happened with Ivelisse getting released, didn't she? But I didn't actually know what happened. To be fair.
Well, there was something to do with Thunder Rosa and Ivelisse to do with a boyfriend. I don't know. Obviously, Thunder Rosa is higher up in the backstage, and apparently a lot more respectful and respected. Whereas Ivelisse is one of these, bit like Melina in the WWE days. Wherever she goes, there seems to be someone being upset or some sort of drama. And whether it's her fault or not, it's that same thing. Like whenever shit happens, it's you. You're here.
No smoke without fire.
Yeah. So there was a match which I watched a couple of weeks ago on Dark between Thunder Rosa and Ivelisse, where Ivelisse didn't sell anything. She kept getting up and smiling. I think there was something off the top rope, submission holds, and in the end it kind of ended a bit ugly. And I just thought this girl's not very well polished. She's just turns out this is what happens. Stupidly, someone decided to put them in a match together, knowing they had beef over a man. And Ivelisse didn't want to do the job. Go back and watch the match because it's amazing. It's like
I had no idea.
Yeah, Ivelisse Thunder Rosa. It's definitely on one of the darks, and it's just horrible.
Oh yeah, I'm checking.
So she got sacked. Ivelisse got sacked. But anyway, let's get to the meat and taters, young man, because we actually might make our time limit tonight.
Oh, well, what did you think?
Well, our time limit's half an hour. We're on 45 minutes, but hour, I'm happy.
Right. What did you think of this? There was some
fucking amazing.
There was some good spots, but what did you? The opening parts were just so much still chair that I was getting a bit bored, and then for me, everyone coming out just got a bit too messy. What did you think?
Yeah,
that fallout of everyone coming out.
It didn't bother me in this situation. I must admit, there are times when it does.
This is one time it did. But this is one time it did bother me because usually they are very good. They're very, very good AEW at telling all these intertwining stories in a multi-man match, or there's a fallout and a pull apart, and there seems to be a lot of moving pieces in one match or something. But this just didn't work for me.
Yeah, you're right. Retrospectively, now you're telling me that, I was like, yeah, I agree. The whole Archer Sting thing, like Archer's coming out now because he wants to be Sting's mate, and like none of that. When you start looking into it, it doesn't really make sense. But I think because the match started off as like a trash core kind of anything goes match, I kind of just expected it to be random fucking people running. So I didn't really pick up last week that all Sting really said to him is, you've got all the tools to get the job done. Fucking go and do it, didn't he? He didn't say like, we're now going to be the match itself I loved. And I loved something that I'm guessing it was Excalibur who said, Matt Hardy is in his 28th year of wrestling and Darby Allin is 28 years of age.
Wow.
He debuted, he was doing his first squash matches like on Monday Night Raw or doing Omega mud shows or whatever, and Darby Allin was being delivered. Like, that's crazy, isn't it? And also, I love the comparisons between Darby Allin and Jeff Hardy.
Mm.
You know, they keep doing that, don't they? And they've even called him a few times something enigma. So yeah, it's nice to see like the future Jeff Hardy going against for Matt Hardy now. And this just got
Mm.
crazy. Yeah, that was amazing, wasn't it? What did you think of that?
That was a
Twist of
so. Excuse me. As I said, I think it was after the initial big scrappy bit. I loved that spot.
that
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 made me jump out my
yeah,
seat because that was rough.
yeah,
And this made
100%.
me like, I was like, this is sick when that happened as
That
well.
makes you curl up like a little pretzel, doesn't it? Oh, like your toes curl. Yeah. I mean,
Darby just takes a lot of punishment, man, and it's just scary
he
sometimes.
does. Mick Foley did it, but he was like he looked like 300 pounds of blubber. He looked
Yeah,
like if you
Paddy.
picked up a sea lion and chucked it about, it's kind of like this guy's like what was it Jake Roberts called him, a meerkat or something, didn't he? Like, yeah, the guy's I mean, I'm about a stone heavier than Darby Allin, and I ain't being thrown around like that. I mean, I'm 37 and have abused myself, and I'm sure he has too.
Sexually.
But
Sexually.
every way you can imagine, really, mentally, sexually, chemically, physically. But I've
Metaphorically.
started metaphorically. Is the biggest abuse. Yeah, well, you should see some of my poetry. It's very damning. I've started to realise that Darby Allin ain't a one-trick pony. He's actually got a lot of finesse and a lot of for spot on the steps and a few bits like that. It kind of made you realise he ain't just a stunt man. And I think if some other people can get in his ear, I think we could be seeing him in 5 to 7 years' time not using a lot of that stuff, because I think his psychology is just going to go up and up. And I think, yeah, maybe you'll see one coffin drop on a pay-per-view, or you'll see the odd, that he can pull that out of the bag. But like Mankind, in a way, I suppose, when he started wearing the stripy refs thing in the Attitude Era, he weren't doing hardcore match after hardcore match on Raw, was he? He was throwing punches, he was sort of bumping around a bit and then using Socko.
Yeah.
You can't keep doing that stuff. Hopefully Alan will adopt a different style before he's forced to.
Yeah, I think with the people you've got backstage, your big shows, your Christian Cage, I know they're not kind of the
even your
physically
SCUs,
abusing themselves, but they are going to probably give him a bit more guidance, and I think people will be telling him that. But the highlight of this match for me was this coffin drop, but it was specifically though JR's call, because he was so on it. It was by God in heaven, coffin drop, and I was like, that just took me back. It was old school, fired up JR, and it was such a good call, man.
Loved JR has, I mean, he ain't the JR we all grew up with, is he? He's a bit jaded, he's a bit red-arsed. I mean, you only got to listen to his podcast where he constantly talks about, I hate people slapping their leg and doing 15 super kicks. And he basically slags off the Young Bucks and people who he works for all the time. And sometimes I do feel like JR's a bit too low tempo because we're so used to him being so fucking like firing up at the king, screaming everything. And this was nice to see. I even liked that he got really fucking fired up when Darby wrecked the broadcast table, didn't he? And JR was like, I'd love to have seen as a part of the match, JR just go, take that boy, and just like backhand him. Don't fuck with my monitor. But I think he said, calm down, son. He said, calm down, son.
We're getting out of here. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Get on your horse and drink your milk. But then he done a 20-foot fucking coffin drop, and we were all going to bed for the night.
But yeah, good overall week for AEW.
Yeah,
and
superb.
I loved it. So what would you give it? And then what do you think our lovely watchers and listeners have rated AEW this week? And remember, there's pressure here, 1-0 up. So.
I know. I don't want to be on a AEW dark losing streak here. Do
You're
you
you're
have?
the Brandon Cutler of this show.
I was thinking more Rykit. No, what's the guy with the you got a streak in your beard. You look like a Mac. Did you not hear the rap that Max Caster did on that guy? Rising.
Oh yeah, terrorizing.
I'd be a Rising.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said something like, "You're on a losing streak. You got a streak in your beard, and you probably go streaking because you're fucking weird." And then he said, "You look like a maxi pad or something because he's got a red streak." What did the fans vote last week? Have you got that number to hand? Do you
was
know?
7.7, I believe, because I gave it an 8, and you.
And it weren't last week; it was the week before. Yeah.
Well, week before, and then you drastically underrated it and thought the fans of AEW and us were going to shit on it.
I'm going to give it an 8. I'm going to side with the fans. I'm going to try and build those broken bridges because I called you all a bunch of fucking nerdy spot monkey marks last week, and I deeply regret that. I'm so sorry. So I'm going to say my personal score is 8.5.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say a beautiful, intelligent fans on Twitter also, on average, gave it an 8.5. But if Dave voted, he'd have gave it a 3, and that'll just bring the average right down. So we're going to discount his vote. So 8.5.
I was honestly, I started veering towards a 7 when the main event was getting a bit messy. I was going like, this has been good, and then I was thinking, oh, this could be a 7, like personally, and I thought the watchers and listeners would have said the same. But then by the end of that match, I was like, you know what? Nah, they delivered. So
I brought you up, didn't it?
I would give it an 8, and I'm gonna kind of play safe and go 8 again because I think it was another strong week, and especially the end was good. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it was any better than the week before last show, but yeah, I'd say 8.
Fair, yeah.
So you ready for the big? You ready for the big reveal? Wait, I should have done.
I'm hoping that you're going to take your top off and you've got nipple tassels, and when you rip them off, it's on there. 8.25. Oh, it's a joy. Yeah. When they get spinning, you can act like one of them clocks. Once it gets spinning, you can see the numbers.
Just starts glowing.
Yeah, do that. We got 7.3. I'm on a 2-match losing streak, brother.
You are. You're the Brandon Cutler of this show.
I need to get on Twitter and do some research. Look, I told you, Rising, all right? Brandon Cutler's got some wins now.
But yeah,
another
good week.
Another good week, yeah.
We're being spoiled.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, well, we're watching AEW, aren't we? You know, what do we expect? It's not like we're having to sit and watch Raw and Nitro every week, is it?
Oh, can you imagine?
True. Oh, my God.
Especially if it was from 95 or something.
People who would choose to do that must hate themselves, and rightfully so, because they would be disgusting people. We've done our social medias, haven't we?
Yeah, but if you want to go again and tell everyone.
Well, if you enjoyed our highly intellectual insight to the going-ons of Aew Dynamite, you can find myself on the Monday Night Chores podcast, where we compare every episode of WCW Nitro to WWF Monday Night Raw. You can see I'm at Kid Waco on Twitter. Instagram is at mun_night. Oh, I don't know what it is. Just fucking search Monday Night Chores and you'll find everything. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, and where all podcasts are found. Hang on, can I do? Oh, I've done it the wrong way again. And GG.
Definitely check out Monday Night Chores because a lot of people are doing that kind of show. You know, may have seen it before, but these guys are doing it, and we're doing it big. Proper funny. It's proper funny, man. Honestly. Find me at GG on Wrestling on Twitter. and on YouTube. More content coming very soon. Series 2 of There's Something About Wrestling should be with you in a few weeks. And yeah, it's going to be fun. Good
And
fun.
I'll say a little bit about your podcast, Gigi, because I mean we spoke about this briefly before we knew each other. I think I sort of reached out to you, and I have a hour drive to work and an hour drive home from work, obviously, because I drive the same way each way. I don't go to my summer house after work. I go to the same house each night. And I'd routinely used to listen to any of the Conrad Thompson podcasts. What happened when, Something to Wrestle, dropped off a bit on the Arn Anderson one, Jim Ross one, like that. It's a bit too raw in the morning, Jim Ross. I discovered this man's podcast, and I just fucking loved it. And I listened to it. We don't discuss it anymore, but I listen to it in the morning. I love Sonny, who you have on. I love listening to you and your brother. It's I don't know how to describe it because without doing it justice. It sounds to me like two bros sitting around, maybe having a bit of a doobie, watching some old wrestling, and just Emily's walking around doing this now. What does this mean? I don't know. I'm just sharing a bit of love. I did listen to this guy's podcast. There ain't many podcasts. Most podcasts follow a set format of, hi, we're trying to sound like a radio station, and this week we're going to do. This guy don't. And yeah,
That's it. I want it to be as natural as possible. It's
is
just
natural, yeah.
It's an opportunity for me to finally sit and watch wrestling with my pals because
And what are
haven't
you on a
done it for
season
long
2
time.
now?
I'm going to be shortly. I've got some ready to go.
So if season 1 was kind of random, wasn't it? You were like, well, we're going to watch 92 Royal Rumble. Then you might have been watching 2003 Elimination Chamber.
Yeah,
which was great. And I loved it. I used to love scrolling through and being like, oh, I like that pay-per-view. Let's see what Gigi and his brother thought about it. Because my brother grew up watching wrestling with me, but she's slacking me off, mate. She would he would just come on the show and go, well, it's all shit, isn't it? I don't know. He wouldn't be honest, whereas I think your brother has this lovely sort of innocent perspective where he's just willing to talk about it as wrestling. The same way as if we talk about Coronation Street, we're just going to go, fucking hell, sounds like the shop. We're not going to go, well, he's only an actor, you know, and actually.
But that was it. Like. Yeah, he grew up watching it and hadn't, so it was nice to go back and show him some stuff that he wouldn't have seen. And same with all my friends, and just kicking back watching wrestling, man. What else do you want to do with life?
Fucking nothing, mate. What's season 2 bringing us? Oh, so you've taken this mighty ship and you've now put a rudder on it. Where are you directing it?
So season 2, I'm going to explore certain wrestlers. So I'm starting with DDP. Hi.
Oh, hi, Em. You gonna wave? Oh, fucking hell! Oh, you wanna heckle my show? Sorry, Gigi's show.
Our show.
Is that what she said? It's been an hour now.
Series 2 is basically just I want to just explore certain wrestlers and kind of just pick a wrestler that maybe I don't know or haven't seen a lot of, and you know, someone like DDP, someone like Stone Cold, where I may have not seen his earlier stuff, and I want to kind of do, you know, just 3 matches for each wrestler that either have talking points I've not seen before, and just things like that, and just really like kind of sink my teeth into each wrestler, not in a weird way.
Not at all, no. Well, I mean, I think we've both got a good thing going with our oh shit, we're each other's side chicks, aren't we? I was going to say with our main thing. So yeah. On that note, I guess it's time to tuck yourself in, young man.
Yeah. I'll wait for you to come round and sing me my song. So
I thought you were going to say nosh you off, but see, that's where I was heading, and you was.
Wow. Right, cool. Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for watching. Follow us and meet us here next week, same time, same place. Love you all. Bye-bye.
Ciao.